Well, good evening.
It better be. I'm really sick of recording these things. It's frustrating.
It is
because you spend time recording, you spend time prepping, you set up the equipment. For those of you who don't know, this studio we built,
yes,
over about 6 or 8 months or something like that.
16.
I know. I always juggle too much.
I think we started talking about this about 2 years ago.
Probably. And,
we piecemealed it. Obviously, we're fathers. We've got kids.
Yeah. We don't have...
This isn't our full-time thing.
And I don't know if I told you this. I've had people reach out to sponsor us.
Already. That's awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
And they know my background being a veteran, and I've already volunteered time over the last couple of years as a carpenter.
Sure.
When I had my business, if a disabled vet needed a ramp built or repairs,
the guy with the door and the flood,
repairs to whatever. Okay,
yep,
happy to do it. But there are also veteran organizations locally here that have helped me, through my transition, and other veterans in any way that they can. So it's my way of paying that back.
100%.
More than happy to do it. And then I think on probably the humanitarian side that we're trying to represent as well.
Yeah.
I think that's just going to be a matter of time before, people will see what we're trying to do and how we're trying to help people and help kids, especially. And if we get support, that's great. We're willing to do it on our own.
Yeah.
I mean, we put this together on our own.
We did. And we've had, and I think it's a learning curve, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Learning curve. It's figuring this out.
Because people think, you just sit down and you just use your laptop.
Yeah.
And you do. But,
you could.
There is a definite learning curve to it.
Yeah.
And, jokingly, I think we've shot 6 episodes, but I think this is the 3rd one.
Yeah,
maybe 7, and this is the 3rd one because technology and the software.
We had 4 solid episodes. 1 was my bad.
Yeah.
We still got some content out of it.
Yeah.
The other 2 were software problems. The 4th one was the first one that everybody actually got to see.
Correct.
There's one that I'm still editing from last week where the audio, the video.
Yeah, the audio was good.
The audio was great.
So we got that fixed.
Yeah, we got that fixed because the second episode
had no audio.
Just cut out completely. Yeah. I don't know. So for those of you wondering how this works, you have to integrate the cameras.
Yeah.
Because if you just have one person, you could probably do this just off your laptop. If you have a decent enough laptop, decent enough microphone,
right?
You can make it work just basically off your laptop. But when you incorporate more than one person, now you have to figure out how to tie all that together into one source.
Yes.
The software to edit it, the hardware to make it happen,
storage,
and then all the stuff that goes into it,
and editing, and
a lot of editing.
I am so glad that you're doing the editing. Because if the editing fell on my shoulders, we would have shot 1 episode, and I'd have been like, "The hell with this?
We gotta hire somebody."
Yeah, I'd be like, this is because I get frustrated with my phone.
Yeah,
and I worked for Verizon for a while.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to know how phones work, right? So
I'm gonna compliment my Air Force career on that one.
Yeah,
just say that probably has something to do with it, maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
And you have a really good knack for the way you when you see the shorts and the finished product and going from the transitions of the cameras and stuff. You're really good at that. I could not do that.
I appreciate that.
And I would be like,
I'm trying.
We would shoot every episode with one camera over here, and we'd both be in it, and it would be grainy, and I'd be like, who gives a shit?
There we go.
The content's just that.
We're stellar.
Yeah.
We're set. Well, we're still trying to figure. We do have so we bought 3 cameras. We're still trying to figure out how to get the third
Bird's eye. Or,
remoted in.
Yeah.
The software program that we're using, and I'm still figuring it out. I'm getting better at it every day, but the only way I can figure out how to do it right now is to basically like we're sitting across from each other,
right?
But you're called in on this line, so it's not you're remoted in basically, and that's how I'm
tricky.
I figured out how to get both of us in at the same time. Now to get a third camera in, I'm still figuring that out.
In my brain, if we sent somebody else the link and they just had one camera, they could literally load in, right?
So when we have our guests, which I've had, and I know you do too, or you've had a lot of people touch base with you about getting on the show.
Yeah,
we have a list of people that we want on the show. But as far as like that third camera, like I've thought about just getting a cheap laptop and hooking it into that laptop and remoting in through that just to make it work.
That might not be a bad idea.
It might just work like that because I can't figure out another way to do it because I can't feed 3 cameras into my. That's why you're remoting in. I can't feed 3 cameras into my computer. My computer is just like, I'm sure there's a software.
I'm sure
to figure that out. There's this production software, and I spend hours every day trying to figure out the best way to go about moving this forward. So if you're listening,
that's where I was going.
If you're listening and you're an IT guy and you're a vet or just being a guy that like would want to help us out, maybe figure this out. Huge help. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, if you're willing to drive and, basically tell us how we're doing it wrong, I will buy your gasoline and we'll make you a steak.
Yeah. We make good food.
We do eat
make good food. Yeah.
I have to eat. I don't believe that you were anything, but I'm just going to tell everybody you were a cook. You were USMC cook.
I was just a
cookie.
I was just a high-tech cook.
Yes, a high-tech. No, it's fun. We've had people that you've worked with in the past, people I've worked with in the past, reach out. So if you're enjoying this, share, like, comment, subscribe. I don't know all the jargon, but we have a Facebook page. We've got a YouTube page.
We've got X and Instagram and Spotify. Instagram and Spotify will be up this week.
Beautiful. And what I do is when I go to the YMCA and work out, I just go to all the bikes and I pull up our our YouTube page and I just leave it on the screen.
Yeah, that's kind of fun, actually.
It's kind of fun. And, and I'm hoping that someone's like, hey, that guy's over there.
Yeah. Well,
he's not lifting very many weights. He's kind of a wimp.
Well, they're obviously talking about you.
Right. No, exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I love it.
That's actually that'd be a nice transition. So last week when we were in there riding bikes for 7 miles,
we did 8. Yeah, I think it was 7 or 8 miles in 30 minutes.
But we're sitting on there because we did the legs before, whatever.
That was Thursday. We did legs on Wednesday, which was brutal. Yeah. And we should probably do that tomorrow.
Totally. Up for it. Nobody likes doing legs. You just got to do them.
No, but
the bike is a nice thing after the leg day.
Correct. To get the lactic acid. I played pickleball today again.
How'd that go? I
was 3-1. So now my pickleball.
Oh, no, you lost one?
Yeah.
Tell me she was 80 and crippled.
No, I'm just kidding. I was playing at the school with a local gal here. I don't know if we can say her name, but so it's teachers, people that work at the school. So they're young, they weren't the YMCA crowd. But so far I played 7 games and we played 8 games.
It'll be 7-1 then.
7-1. Yeah. And so.
But we were, and I have a t-shirt from Project Warpath.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we're sitting on the bikes, we're riding the bikes, And I forgot I was wearing the shirt. I just grabbed the shirt. And we're sitting on the bikes. And on the back of it, the shirt says, Hillary Clinton killed my friends. And it's about Benghazi.
Right.
I got a pile of shirts, for my time overseas and everything else. So I didn't even think about it when I threw it on, but this guy comes up to us at the Y and he's like, hey, so kind of curious about your shirt,
Yeah.
And we, you and I looked over at him and he's like, I'm just kind of wondering. I'm like, well, we can go on about the Clinton Foundation and how many people the Clintons have killed over the years, but this is about Benghazi specifically.
Yeah.
Which is probably not hard to pick me out as a military guy because usually I'm wearing a camouflage hat.
Yeah.
I'm not always wearing like an hoorah t-shirt or been there, done that t-shirt.
I think if you lined up 10 people and you said, hey,
pick up.
What can you tell me about Jasper? Without even your name sounds military. Jasper?
Who's this guy?
I would think 9 out of 10 would probably say, oh, looks like he might have served.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's just put that angry growl in his face.
It's not his 8th cup of coffee.
Yeah.
His 2nd set of squats.
Yeah. And I think he's got half a can of dip in his lip.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But so he asked us about the shirt, and it turned out he looked like Italian, like an old Italian type of guy.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was a big guy.
Yeah.
I would say he was early 60s. Probably late 50s, early 60s.
But he started talking to us, and he's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he definitely shared our point of view pretty quick.
Yeah. And he was either like an Italian guy or maybe some Greek,
Yeah.
Or he could have been maybe native,
Yeah.
A
little bit in.
But he was a big boy.
Yeah.
So I imagine when he was 25, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because you see
probably a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, you see some guys and you're like, yeah, he's 60, but because he had long arms.
He's probably got a shovel and a bag of lime in his trunk. He just keeps there.
He just looked like one of those guys who were like,
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, not gonna.
But educated.
Oh, yeah. No.
He was like, he started talking to us about the Clintons and everything.
He was asking good questions.
Yeah. And we're like, yeah, we could start going on about that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a great little segue once again to what all the video that's been released over the last 24 hours regarding the Bill and Hillary's
deposition.
Yeah.
Well, the video.
If you're not pissed off, I mean pissed off already, like that should really just put you on the edge.
Well,
I mean, there's something like being a father.
Oh yeah.
And just seeing some of the things that have come out of the Epstein files and seeing some of the emails, some of the people that have come forward to testify. And now you have Bill and Hillary Clinton, two of the probably most crooked, evil politicians to ever be in office, or people just walking this planet, which blows my mind that they're still walking this planet. That was one of the things in Trump's first, if you remember when he was going against Hillary in his during the election campaign, the two of them got up on stage and it was just down to the two of them, and he just blasted her a number of times. That was probably one of my biggest letdowns with Trump's first administration, because if you remember that, it was like people
should be in jail.
Yeah,
he said that to him.
You should be in jail. You'd be in jail.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you were president, and she's not in jail.
Right.
And you know all these things.
Yeah.
And this is a decade ago.
Yeah.
It's damn near a decade ago.
It is a decade. He was elected in 2016.
So and now they have a deposition. Finally, they like skirted the first couple that they were supposed to be at, and they finally showed up for whatever reason. And now all this video feed and everything else coming out, like I was glued.
Yeah.
Like all day today, I was like the whole afternoon, I'm just watching all these little clips of their video feeds, and like I hate these people to begin with.
Yeah.
Like I got no love for the Clintons ever. I think he might have a handful of good things he did as the president, but from a military veteran my standpoint,
yeah,
what he did during '93, Mogadishu, like later on, like all the stuff, like piece of, no love for the man.
Yeah.
No love for him whatsoever. And now I find out, and it's been speculated for a long time. And you and I were talking about this, like, you don't want to believe.
No, it's horrible.
The horrible things
right.
that some of these people do. Yeah. You just don't want to believe it. Maybe just turn away from it and you do whatever, but like...
If you're a normal person you hear about these things, it's going to make you sick.
Some of this stuff, like, made me want to puke.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, I'm watching this and, like, I'm getting sick. Like, I couldn't even... Some of this stuff I couldn't even watch.
Yeah.
Like, they started talking about it and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I got kids. You got kids. You know what I mean? Like, as a parent, thinking of doing something like that to a child, God help you. Like,
that's 100%. And you look at some of the videos I saw, and they were showing him pictures of himself.
You saw that? Did you see that today? Did you see that?
Yeah.
They showed him pictures, and you see him grinning.
Yeah, lighting up.
Like, and he's like, reliving that nostalgic moment.
Yeah.
And his lawyer literally reaches over and grabs like the papers from him, because you can see him like getting all excited about it or something. Like, drag him outside and beat him with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It's unreal.
I mean, Epstein was a bad person, but he was a facilitator.
Yeah.
These people that asked him to do these things, that funded him to do these things, that orchestrated these things to happen. I mean, he just put it together.
Yeah.
There's people in positions of power in the government and everywhere else that are like, okay, we're going to feed you kids.
Yeah.
And they literally ate some of them.
Yeah. Think about that.
Like, it makes me want to puke.
Yeah.
Like, they brought up one point, it was, like, oh, they what is it they said? And it was because of the formula that was in their intestines that made them fucking sweet or something.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
It's
oh my God.
It's so unsettling that people don't want to believe it's true.
No.
And the fact that I think Pam Bondi, this is probably a couple weeks ago now, she was on. They were asking her about the arrests and what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, she
I don't understand
basically
that.
made the comment that our whole system would collapse if we actually arrested these people. And then, oh, by the way, the Dow Jones is over 50,000.
Yeah, look at the bright side.
Yeah.
Look at the bright side. Never mind the millions of kids that have been trafficked and gone missing.
And you look at, you know, when they released the first 3 million documents, then all of a sudden it was like, oh.
And they still have some redacted.
The Leary,
which pisses me off.
The Leary Center was a big thing all of a sudden. Let's distract. Let's go to Minnesota and the Somali community. And then when that didn't send the files away, then they're like, oh, ICE. Let's talk about ICE and how ICE is this. It's like people are because it's so horrible, they're just trying to distract us. I truly believe we went to war with Iran because we have to, we don't want people to see the videos of the Clintons testifying in front of Congress.
And I think the good thing is with social media and like what we can do.
There's no secrets.
Like, I think a lot of secrets are going to everything's going to come out. A lot of things are going to come out.
Yeah.
And I told you this, like the last 2 episodes, when we started talking about kids.
Oh, yeah.
There was all of a sudden there's a problem with the platform and the audio goes out.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist.
I kind of am.
Yeah, you are. And I am a little bit, right? But I'm like, we start talking about kids and helping kids and, humanitarian efforts. And all of a sudden we have a problem with our software.
Well, and it's nice. And that's the main reason, I'm so passionate about Elevate.
Yeah.
Is because, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I learned that every 5 or 6 seconds, a kid dies from malnutrition. 7 million kids a year die from malnutrition. And then I learned in talking to people in that world that every 30 seconds in America, the kid is sold into the worst possible situation a kid can be in. And, then I got to, talk to some of the people from Operation Underground Railroad, and I got to, I got a sneak peek at that move. If you want to see a really good documentary on Amazon Prime, it's called Operation Toussaint. And it's when, Ballard and his team, they go into Haiti and they arrest.
Oh, another Clinton fucking. Yeah. Thank you, Hillary.
And,
good job there.
Then obviously The Sound of Freedom, that's
a good one.
That's
a really good one.
That.
That's Angel Studios?
It's on Amazon Prime now, baby.
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
Good.
And so I think everybody...
Netflix doesn't have it on?
No.
Hi, Netflix. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, I mean...
Well, they were producing child porn a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, that's why I got rid of Netflix.
I know you did.
I got rid of Netflix 5-6 years ago because of the whole cuties thing.
Yeah. That was fucking disturbing.
That was bankrolled.
That was disturbing.
Bankrolled by some politicians.
But that's because we had the whole war culture at the time, trying to defund the police, trying to do this, that, and the other, trying to make trans shit fucking normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
No. Yeah, it's... God help us. And
we're doing good things now.
Exactly. And I think...
a lot of people are doing good things now.
I think people are waking up to the fact that everything, and this is my opinion, but I think everything is spiritual. I think it's a spiritual battle. I think there is good. I think there is evil. I think most people try to do their best every single day. And, if you can't get behind saving kids.
Yeah.
If the idea of saving kids from trafficking and malnutrition and just saving kids and helping kids and nurturing kids and empowering kids and helping families, if you can't get behind that, if humanity can't come together over that,
that's the next generation.
We're done. Close up shop, man. Yeah. I mean, what else? Well, there's nothing more important. So
no, 100%.
But yeah, I've gotten a kick out of watching some of those videos of the Clintons, and they're so used to being
pandered
for the last 40 years, probably.
Pandered to.
The last 40 years, they've got whatever they want, whenever they want it, however they wanted it.
You know how much money the Clinton Foundation has? Like hundreds.
I think it's like 600 million. Think about that.
A ton.
And you look at...
and it's an org. It's a .org.
Yeah. You go...
Really? What have you fucking helped?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Nothing.
Not a fucking thing.
Well, and you look at... If you really want to get in the weeds, you can look at, Oprah's relationship with a guy down in Brazil. I think the guy's name was John of God. I mean, he was straight up trafficking people.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, people can say... believe it or not, audience, there are people in the world that don't like Joe Bush. They might think, yes.
I don't know anybody else that.
But there are. Trust me, I'll introduce you to a few.
Well, we're going to get some hate one way or the other.
Oh, of course. I have no fear. I have no fear of criticism. Bring it on. But, I just look at, the worst thing I ever did was probably be a jackass. You know what I mean? Never hurt anybody intentionally. Never, you know what I mean?
No, that's what good people do.
And so you look at these people
that just set out to ruin lives.
Yeah. And to me, they're not human. They're demonic. They're monsters. And, I think that a lot of people don't want to believe that there's actual monsters out there. So we create monsters, We like to bomb countries that don't use the Federal Reserve central banking system, for example. We create our enemies, right? But, I think every county in Wisconsin last year had a child trafficking conviction.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
So if, little old Adams County or Wood County or Portage County has got a problem.
Oh, yeah.
What is Milwaukee like?
Oh, again.
What is LA?
Chicago.
What's yeah. I don't even know the counties in Chicago, but Cook. I think Cook County is one. But
I think so, yeah.
I mean, and it's so many people. What I've learned from the stuff I've seen, 7 million pages and 800,000 videos.
Oh my God,
crazy.
Well, I sent you the site, and if I can pull it up, I'll put it. If I can put it on here, I will. But they're all about exposing all this, and they've done, I don't know how many millions of pages, and they've used AI. Obviously, you don't have somebody, a group of people sitting at desks going through paper. That doesn't happen anymore, thankfully.
Yeah.
So they pulled and they've ranked it. They pulled documents and ranked them as far as how disturbing some of these emails are, and they're pushing them all out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm following you. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you just look at it like, people are easily distracted, and if you're heroes,
and if it's not in your face,
and it's so uncomfortable to talk about.
Yeah.
That no one's gonna like, hey, let's get together as a family and chat about traffic.
Yeah, like somebody wants to sit down at the dinner table and be like, how fucked up is our world?
Right.
Like, really, how fucked up is it? And us being in central Wisconsin is a lot easier. We are very busy at what we're doing because that's our mission.
Right.
That's what we're doing now. That's what our purpose is.
Right.
But I mean, most people, they get up, they go to work, they take their kids to practice, they do their things, they're living their lives. Like, and if it doesn't directly affect them, what are they really going to do? Well, they might donate,
sure,
or they might just be like, what would I do?
Well, that's a perfect segue, because most people, when you start having these conversations, they want to help. They want to be part of the solution.
Yeah.
They just don't know how.
Yeah. How do I help?
How do I help?
And then you have so many of these damn organizations that you think on the forefront
are helping.
Are they like, oh, we're here to help kids. We're here to do this. We're here to do that. And you start digging in, and you're like, 15% of my donations actually go toward whatever.
Yeah.
The rest is funding your organization and your CEOs.
And because you got to have a private jet if you're the Red Cross.
Yeah. Or if you've got a really big church in Texas.
Right.
Joel Osteen, piece of shit.
Yeah.
How many of those are out there?
A lot.
They feed on, hey, you're religious.
Yep.
And that's a good thing. But because you're religious, I'm going to bank on that.
Right.
And when it actually comes down to helping you as a human, go fuck yourself.
Well, and that's, I heard this, I don't know what this, an anagram or an abbreviation, but I heard this probably a year ago. And it's, if somebody is using fear, obligation, guilt, or shame, and the FOGS, FOGS, right?
Okay.
And if somebody is using fear, obligation, guilt, or shame to get you to do something,
to motivate you,
they're manipulating you, right?
Oh, absolutely.
100%. So it's like, we believe in the First Amendment here, and we also believe
heavily in the Second Amendment.
Heavily, Second Amendment as well. But, that's the thing, is it's, what does the average, person do? And I guess it starts in your community, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And if you can, helping the veterans, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
or just volunteer for stuff.
Correct. And I truly believe that, we serve in we live in an abundant world. We have we
in the United States have it better than anyone in the world.
100%.
Without a doubt.
And so it's like, it's how do you make a difference, right? And you make a difference in your own community day by day, doing things, because I've learned the more I give, the more I receive. And if you're passionate about, helping veterans build a ramp, fantastic. If that's your skill set. If you're passionate about shoveling your 90-year-old neighbor's driveway, do that, right? And I think that all we hear in the media in the world is negative crap all the time, every single day. And it makes people think that everyone's a shitbag.
Yeah.
And I think that there probably are 10% shitbags out there. Maybe it's 15.
There might be a little more than that.
Maybe it's 15%. But I think 85% of the people you meet are good human beings that would help you if you needed help.
Yeah, at least in Wisconsin. I've been told
there's some regional areas that are the numbers.
I've been told, honestly, from a number of people, like us Wisconsinites, they're just, generally speaking, good people that just want to help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably true across the board.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Except for some states.
Yeah, there's probably some states that are a little more.
little less positive.
Yes.
But
well, and if you got, if you have a big city and you got 20 million people living in an area the size of Wausau, I can understand why you'd be a little salty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, what's Chicago? It's like 12 million?
I think 10 or 12, yeah.
12 million people.
Yeah. You think New York's like 20?
Oh, my gosh.
I know Brooklyn's about the size of Wausau geographically, and there's 4.5 million people there, or 3.5 million. I mean, that's insane. That's like every apartment building is like 50,000 people.
Sky rise.
Yeah.
No, I lived in a big city, Charlotte, and Raleigh. I love North Carolina.
I love North Carolina. What I noticed about North Carolina is even the big cities,
they don't feel that big,
and they're clean. Like Raleigh and Charlotte, for big cities, they're clean. And I found that way, like Cleveland too. I thought Cleveland was way cleaner than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
because I kind of always thought Cleveland was more of a middle blue collar, but it's
the race riots in the 70s weren't real nice to Ohio, but
no, probably not.
But
I was still wearing diapers.
Yeah, I wasn't around yet.
Yeah, I was born in '78.
Yeah, me too. No, my dad told me stories about the race from the early 70s, late 60s when he was growing up there.
That's when we landed on the moon.
Yeah.
We had to stop all the rioting on every major college campus for Vietnam and Charlie Manson and all the nonsense that was going on. So we landed on the moon.
Yeah, it wasn't produced somewhere.
No, it wasn't.
I would like to honestly believe we did, but I don't know. I mean, I really don't.
I don't know. That there's so much.
Here's the problem.
I can understand why they live in. I mean, to me, it makes sense.
Okay, so
they're trying to end the Cold War. They're trying to one up Russia. They were civil unrest everywhere because of Vietnam. Yeah. You got the Manson crazy Haight-Ashbury hippie revolution.
Okay, like the Vietnam thing, definitely. Maybe take the attention away from how we're getting our ass kicked.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from the Vietnam veterans there.
No, some of the best dudes.
Every time I meet a Vietnam veteran, and I'm like, I was in Fallujah 04, and whatever. And they're like, oh, let me whatever. And I'm like, no, dude, I'll buy you your next five rounds, whatever it is you need tonight.
Yeah.
Because when I came home from Fallujah 04, like it was like a hero's welcome,
a parade.
When you guys came home, you had to strip your uniform off because people were waiting at the airport to fucking throw shit at you and spit on you.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Like no, we didn't, and I can't. And what they were doing in Vietnam, like urban warfare is tough enough. Now you're in the jungle. These fuckers are hiding in the trees, and they've got rat holes, whatever. Yeah, and they're popping out of the fucking bush. You can't even see them coming. Like, it's hard enough in the urban warfare. Oh, I can't imagine what some of these guys went through. And then they came home and got shit on.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, don't. You're a Vietnam vet. I'll buy you a beer any day, every day.
Yeah.
And dude, you want to talk? please.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some of the biggest support groups I was in was predominantly Vietnam era guys that were retiring. And all they did for the last 30, 40 years was work to not deal with
100%.
all the shit
Yeah.
that they went through. And it just tried to, and unfortunately, most of their marriages and their families, you know, suffered because of it. And that's one of the reasons when I came home in 16, I immediately sought counseling.
Yeah.
Like I was in there 3 times a week. We had a really good support network here for the veterans that are coming back. The counselors was through the vet center.
Yeah.
Wasn't through the VA. But they were all veterans. They were trained as counselors. So you could communicate. They were relatable.
Yeah.
You could talk to them. And for months, like 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week, I was in there because I knew I needed it.
Yeah.
But those resources weren't there for the Vietnam veterans.
No.
At all.
And I think, you know, what I've heard, and I didn't live it, but I heard that, you know, the World War II guys and the Korea vets weren't real receptive to.
That was the age, though. Men didn't need help.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It was seen as a sign of weakness.
100%.
You're human.
Yeah.
You know, you can still be a strong man and admit that you need help.
When I rule the world, I don't know if I told you this.
No, you haven't.
But when
I'm not going to be a jester, am I?
No. The jester's like the 3rd most important.
He is. Like
king, queen, jester, probably.
Well,
because if the queen and the king aren't laughing, someone's getting shot up.
You know what? Yeah, I'll make you laugh.
But I mean, I look at, you know, I've talked to veterans and you know, you hear stories, right? So when I'm the leader of the world, anybody that's a veteran can go into any hospital in the United States and show them their DD-214 or their Army badge, or we'll have 3 or 4 ways you prove it.
Yeah.
And you go get treatment, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Not, hey, we'll get you in 183 days, and you live in Wausau. We're gonna need you to drive to
Toma.
I mean, I guess there's worse things, but I mean, the fact that
at least they don't poke you in the eye.
It's not like you have to walk there by yourself.
Yeah, thanks, fucker.
Without shoes. You know, like you can't drive to Toma. You know, by the time you get there, we'll be able to see you.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
maybe.
So it's just,
maybe the doc will be receptive too.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me.
It's gotten a lot, but Trump did a lot of things.
I've
They made it a lot that they have. He did. Like we have community care, which means I don't have to drive to Toma. I have local services available to me.
That's good.
And I don't know if it was a direct result of Trump, but we have a center now in very close to where I'm from.
Yeah.
So I don't have to make the 2.5-hour drive.
Right.
And take a whole day off or whatever it is. Which is what most veterans used to have to do.
Yeah.
But now they've got these regional centers.
The clinics kind of?
Yeah. And they're like almost like full service.
Yeah.
They're understaffed. Like everybody is.
Yeah.
Since COVID, that's nothing new.
Yeah.
Like there's just an abundance of people that just don't want to work. Or they want to work remotely.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I look at
it's not just the VA.
Right.
But
I just look at it like, okay, you know, you served, whether it was combat, I don't care if you were a mechanic. I'm not, you know, if you served our country, and you
raised your right hand,
you made an oath,
and you signed your life over, basically,
and you did your time. You whether you're a career guy, you did 4 years, whatever it might be,
4 years or 20.
To me,
doesn't matter.
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
And you you need to talk to somebody, you've got a health issue, you've got a, mental, whatever.
That's a real problem.
The fact that you can't just go to your local hospital, because I've heard stories about the VA being better, but I've also heard it's
better.
In my mind, you shouldn't. I gotta be careful. You shouldn't
vice for yourself.
You shouldn't get junior varsity care.
Yeah.
If you're a soldier, you should get male clinic care.
Yeah.
In my mind,
whatever you need.
Right. And so it's the fact that there has to be a separate system for the VA angers me. It should just be hospital.
Well, and you saw that thing that came out, it was a week or two ago. Some bureaucrat, some level in the VA was essentially, I'm
paraphrasing.
But essentially, if your condition lessens the impact of your life by the medication that we're giving you, your rating should be reduced. Which means if you're fucked up because of your service, but because we're pumping you full of drugs or whatever it is we're doing, we're not going to supplement you for that service. And within 24 hours, okay, I'll put it this way. So if you have, I'll take me for an example.
Right.
Okay. I had a parachute.
Yeah.
I had a parachute malfunction coming out back of Chinook. Full combat gear on feet. Wrapped up cigarette rolls, what it's called. I got an updraft, which doesn't usually happen coming out of the back of Chinook. Got an updraft, wrapped my chute up, and I went spiraling out of that sucker with full combat gear. And I'm kicking and I'm pulling. Here's the tricky thing with the cigarette roll. You're spinning in the air, right? That's why it's called a cigarette roll.
So you're spinning like this as you're falling.
You're spinning while you're falling.
Oh, jeez.
So it wraps your chute up so your chute doesn't open. So the thing you do is grab your riders, pull them, and kick your feet in the other direction, bicycle kick, to try to open up your chute. You can't deploy your reserve because it'll get
wrapped up in that one.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus.
So you have to grab the right.
My pain.
You have 5 seconds before you hit the ground, basically. Right? So I'm kicking, and I finally get some air in it. Right? I open up enough to where it starts slowing me down. I'm looking down, and I'm guessing about 200 feet.
Yeah.
And now I'm cutting away my gear, everything away from me, because this is the old days with the Alice Ruck, with the metal frame. You don't want to land on that. So I'm cutting all this shit away from me, and bam, and I hit sand and bounced. Knocked me out. No, knocked me out on impact. I got my gear away from me. Right? I knew I needed that additional weight, and I didn't want to land on it.
Right.
So I'm kicking. It starts opening up. Now my next thing is drop weight.
Yeah.
And I hit the ground, bounced.
How fast do you think you were falling?
I mean, here's the
other guys are
no. So military parachutes are not like civilian parachutes.
Okay.
So civilian parachutes a T, I think it's T1, T-2, whatever it is.
I have no idea.
You can grab they have toggles on them.
Yeah, and it's cute.
You can grab them and you can basically land standing up. So the military figured out in World War II.
Okay.
That's when the whole airborne thing started.
Yeah.
They figured out what is the formula between how fast we can hit the ground so you're not getting shot up in the air while you're coming down.
Sure.
And where you can survive and be combat effective. What's
the margin?
What's the margin there that we figured out? And basically, It comes down to jumping off a second-story roof. So that's the rate of descent, so that you're not floating up there getting shot from the ground.
Got it. Yeah.
Versus I can actually hit the ground, still do my job. And it basically comes down to jumping off a second-story roof. That's your average. That's how fast you're coming down. Well, now figure out my chute's not working.
Yes. You won't. So it's 4 stories.
Like, no, it's more than that. Yeah, whatever it is.
Now, so I'm assuming that you jump with other dudes.
Yeah, there's a whole.
So that they all get to watch this unfold. I mean,
no, well, yeah, no, they were. I'm sure they were hovering as I was toward the ground, right? But anyway,
you're lucky you walked away from that.
Well, I was in my 20s, and I was a sergeant, so like I was in charge of my, so like they woke me up.
Smelling salts.
The fact that this was between we were getting ready to go to Iraq.
Okay.
So we'd already been to Afghanistan. I'm a section sergeant.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to go to Iraq. We know that's coming.
Yeah.
In fact, Iraq kicked off just as we got back from Afghanistan. So we knew we were coming up. So my section sergeant got a DUI. So now I became the section sergeant. So I knew I was taking these guys into Fallujah. So I wasn't going to show any weakness. I was going to be at the front of it. So they wake me up. They get me going. Like I had no idea the.
That's where the gay chicken came from.
No, actually, the gay chicken came from a ranger that I worked with. If I remember right, the gay chicken came from a ranger I worked with. And for you folks that don't know,
yeah, I didn't know
what the gay chicken is. It's a game that we play in the military to see how far you'll go before somebody backs down in a gay manner.
Got it.
That's probably the best way to.
Yeah, I mean, people can read between the lines.
Gay chicken.
Yeah.
Between a bunch of guys, and maybe that might have started when I was in the Marine Corps. I don't remember where the gay chicken came from, but you got a bunch of guys,
masculine men.
You got a bunch of guys working together for a while.
Well, it's just like a locker room.
It's like a football team or anything else. Like you're gonna do interesting things just to pass the time.
Bonding.
We'll call it bonding.
Yeah, rapport building.
Yeah, we'll talk about the medic.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that story.
Keep his name out of this one.
He's still pissed about that.
He's probably still pissed about that, yeah. And that's probably the reason half of our platoon didn't get Purple Hearts, but whatever.
Yeah. Well,
at least it didn't shoot me with a shotgun.
Makes for a good story.
It does make for a good story. It is a good story.
Yeah. But you look at it. You just look at the VA system, and you look at I think most people have heard the stat or they're aware of it. I know you did a short reel on it. Yeah, is 22 a day. God. And
that's painful.
When you start doing the math,
and it's not just veterans. Like veterans have a pretty high suicide rate.
Yeah. And
I personally believe that's because of purpose.
Yeah.
Like you leave the military. During the military time, it's very, at least
structured.
At least for me, there's always an next goal. Yeah. Okay, so I'm a corporal. I want to be a sergeant. Got a sergeant. I want to be a staff sergeant. I want to go to airborne. I want to go to air assault. I want to go to Halo. I want to go to Ranger School. I want to it's laid out for you how to succeed within the organization and how to. And it's very instilled. I mean, even from boot camp.
Yeah.
Well, you look at your instructors and you're like, oh, you see the stack of ribbons. You see the schools they've been to, and you recognize that. Okay, so that's what I need to do to succeed. That's what I need to do to professionally develop within the organization.
Right.
Like I need to go to these schools. I need to do really good.
Yeah.
So that's progression, right? So it's always giving you your next goal, a sense of purpose in what you're doing. And you have the awards, you have the ribbons, you have
recognition,
all the stuff that goes along with it, right? So you're structured to believe that you have to live in that world where if you don't have this recognition, if you don't have this purpose,
you're moving backwards.
What good are you?
Right. Right.
And that, I think, is the biggest problem that all these veterans have. I have.
Yeah. Dude, I've never heard anybody explain it like that, but that makes so much sense because while you were talking, I was thinking about a buddy of mine that I sold the real estate with in Minnesota. Shout out to Pete Net, he's Marine. And he said that, it literally, he was in San Diego.
Yeah.
And he said
West Coast?
Yeah, West Coast. And so, he was on like double rations or triple rations because he was so skinny.
Yeah.
He was like 6'3", and he was like 120 pounds. So he was eating. And he said that they keep you so busy and that like
there's not a lot of time.
You like the day you go like this, you're 30 days in.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. Time flies.
Yeah.
So you're like bam, 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 bam. You're constantly on the run, constantly on the move for years.
No idle time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do. You have downtime, and that's where the gay chicken thing kind of comes in. Shit like that you make up.
Yeah.
But there's always a progression. And then
you get out.
And not only that, so you have this structure that you're trying to follow and trying to set achievements for yourself, trying to set goals for yourself, and you live with that purpose. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is you're surrounded by people that are in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
24/7. 24/7. These guys are around you. And there's some guys, you're not going to get along with everybody. Like
Jasper.
If you can imagine, there's a couple guys that
maybe you went wrong.
I butted heads with.
Right.
Like there was a couple times where we went to the sandbox.
Yeah.
And for those military boys and girls out there, the sandbox may mean different things to you. Wall-to-wall counseling, or it may mean
wall-to-wall counseling.
Yes, that's wall-to-wall was a thing back in the day. But the sandbox was if you had an issue with somebody, rank didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go to the sandbox until you just fucking beat it out of your systems,
and then you made
which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You just get it out.
Yeah.
It's like two fucking dogs, right? Like they're gonna fight each other, and then at the end of it,
they're best friends.
And I don't know if it was best friends, but there was a guy. He came in and he was senior to me in rank by not a lot, but he was. But I'd been through a couple combat tours.
Sure.
And him and I, for whatever reason, Aaron, I love you, buddy. But
we'll get him on the show.
Maybe
he can tell his side. Be like, this fucker with a gorgeous blue eyes, beard.
Aaron's a good looking dude. Yeah. And him and his wife Maggie, and I think they have 2 kids. Anyway, him and I butted heads a couple of times, and I was the battalion combatives instructor at the time. So I taught everybody their combatives and shit, and I did like amateur MMA, I was in the gym and I was, and
I know I've worked out with you. It's not.
So I mean, like.
I'm dying, and you're like, you got 7 more sets to go, and I'm like, what?
So like,
and I'm not a slouch.
No, you're great in the gym. But I don't remember what it was, but one day I think it was because, again, we were gearing up to go. I think it was Iraq at that time, and he came in. He actually came from a Ranger bat. He was a Ranger, but kudos, that's not an easy thing to do at all. But I'm saying that because it's not like he came in from some whatever unit. Like he knew what he was doing, and
right.
he had proven. And I think he had even one combat tour with the Rangers, or maybe 2, whatever. I don't know. Before he came to us in the 82nd.
Sure.
But him and I. Because again, I was a prior Marine, so I ran things a little differently in the Army. Him and I just I think it was, I don't remember what it was, but I do remember it. And my platoon sergeant, or it might have been my first sergeant actually,
I'm gonna squash this.
No, this guy Aaron and I got into it about something, and he's like, "Let's strap on the gloves and go." And I said, "I ain't fucking talking about any gloves, bitch. Let's go."
Yeah.
And like, and the first sergeant, because I won a couple of tournaments. Like I'm not afraid to get bloody. He's like, he come, whoa, harder, and he gets in there, and he's like, because he technically outranked me at that point. It would have been a good fight between the two of us, I think, but that happened a couple of times in my career where somebody stepped in and was like, oh, no. This not going to go well.
Like that, because I think that there is a camaraderie,
It is.
You know what I mean?
Like, I love the guy.
Yes.
I have a ton of respect for him. It's just we wanted to beat the shit out of each other.
And that's kind of a good thing sometimes.
Like,
I think the world might be a better place.
You just get hit in the face a couple times.
If once in a while your mouth got you in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, believe it or not, my mouth got me in trouble a lot.
Never. Not with you.
Well, this is a great story. This is a great story. So, oh my God, Josh, if you're listening to this, you'll love this. When I was a kid, we used to ride our bikes to the Y, and Josh is a year older than I am, but we were best friends, next door neighbor. And Josh's dad played in Europe, in the NHL. He played in the NHL, and he played in Europe for years, and basically a professional athlete. Josh was drafted, played minor league hockey forever, and we used to go. You had to be 13 to work out at the Y, so I would just go with them.
Yeah.
And,
well, they tried that shit with Mac.
Yeah. No, it's good.
But
so I was in there lifting with him, working out with him and his dad. And I was the only kid that never played a lick of hockey in his whole life, but I knew all the drills because before we could do anything, we had to do the hockey drills.
Yep.
Whoever was there did
start with the basics.
Yeah. Crossovers and circles.
Yep.
Right? Left, right? I could stick him, all the shit. And we'd been riding our bikes to the Y for, a month. It was in the summertime. And this one day I didn't have my bike. I had a skateboard. And we're going down the sidewalk, and you're not supposed to ride your bike on the sidewalk. And there was this guy. I'm assuming it was Army. Could have been Marine Corps. I don't know. But we used to see him like every day. And he'd be, walking with his fatigues on. He has camo on. He had black boots. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if he was a recruiter or he was just walking. I don't know. But we just saw him.
Yeah.
And he was probably 25, right?
Really?
And we were I was 12, Landon was 13.
Okay.
And after like the third day in a row we saw him, Landon goes, "Hey, just ride your skateboard right into him."
Oh my gosh.
So I rode my skateboard right into him. And he goes, he looked at me and said, "What the fuck?" I go, "Oh, I didn't see you." Because he was wearing camouflage.
Oh.
On the sidewalk. And he whooped my ass.
Oh, I bet he did. Yeah, I bet he
had it coming.
Just beat.
I had it coming, and he punched me in the chest, not in the face. He didn't hit me in the face, but he hit me like 3 times in the chest. And I came home, and I took my shirt off or something because my mom used to make us strip down in the laundry room.
No.
And she's like, "What the hell happened to you?" And I was like, I ran into some guy and
he beat the shit out
of me. And then, what?
Your dad. Yeah. Your dad was like, "What?"
And I go, "Yeah, this guy was walking down the sidewalk. I think he's an Army guy. He had camouflage on. I ran my skateboard into him and said, 'Oh, shit, I didn't see you.' And he whooped my ass." He goes, "What did we learn from that?" And I said,
"Maybe not do that again."
He goes, "Sometimes it's good to get your ass hit."
Yeah.
And
you learn something.
Your mouth can write checks that your ass can't catch.
Nope, that's one of my favorite lines.
And
your mouth is writing checks and your ass can't.
Yeah.
And that, you know what?
It's a good thing.
Over the last 20-some years, that's
disappeared.
It kind of disappeared. And I'm hoping it makes a comeback.
I think it is. I think it's
not that you go around beating the shit out of people.
No, but I had it coming, and I was laughing and smiling. So I figured, what's this guy?
Yeah. Well, you found out. You fucked around and found out.
And I still laugh about it. And I was with Lampman a couple weeks ago, and we were telling that story. He goes, I don't remember that. I go, it's because you took too many hockey pucks to the head. You don't remember anything.
And I'm the one that got my ass kicked.
Yeah,
not you.
But he was a tough son. He's
Hockey players usually are, man.
Oh.
They love to fight.
And
They love to fight.
you know,
That's what I loved about that sport. I love playing hockey.
He's 50, and I put him up against most guys 25. I mean, he looks like he's 25.
Oh yeah, but this generation.
Oh yeah,
easily.
You know, and
well, okay, so Wisconsin. I'm going to say Wisconsin, Iowa, like the farm states.
Yeah.
The farm states where you grow up the good old boys.
Yeah.
Right? These are farmers. They grow up. They get up in the morning. They go to work all day.
Yeah.
They wrestle. They play football.
Hockey, baseball.
Yeah. They do all these things, right?
Work all day, then play VFW baseball.
Yeah. Like these are the guys that our nation's built on.
Well, yeah, I remember old man Lampman used to say, because when Josh had games and stuff, he'd say, don't be laying around all day on your ass. Get some mow the yard, get out something. Do something. Don't be laying around all day.
Yeah.
You'll play better if you've been working. And it's true.
Yeah, absolutely it is. I 100% agree.
But God, that was fun after. I got a lot of stories where my mom got me in trouble. And it still does to this day at 48.
I'm not worried about it.
No.
I'll take a beating.
And
I can take a beating.
You
you might not win. You're not going to walk away unscathed.
Right.
But I'll take a beating.
But, it's part of that. It's just,
I don't act like I'm the baddest dude on the block.
No. And
I'm like the nicest guy you've ever met, but I'm like, I got to trigger sometimes when it comes to certain things.
I remember
about kids,
my
family.
You're going to love this story too. So my grandfather was played minor league baseball for Kansas City.
You told me about him.
And he ended up catching Satchel Paige, and then World War II broke out, and he enlisted. He was in the Navy. He was a gunner or something on a ship.
Everybody in World War II. Like anybody that could enlist did.
Yep. And he was like 26, kind of in the prime of his life. And they used to have, it was either Friday night or Saturday night fights in the bottom of the ship.
I've heard of those.
My grandfather was.
That was a big thing in the Navy.
Yeah, he was like 5'9" and 185 pounds and just ornery and just
chiseled.
Just a rock.
Popeye.
Yeah.
Yeah, Popeye.
And he was telling we were at Thanksgiving one time and he was telling the story. And I'm 6. I'm maybe 7 years old.
You don't have any. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 7 years old. My brother's 5.
Yeah.
And he's telling this story about, he was on the ship and this new group of guys came in, and there was this Italian kid from Brooklyn that was new to the ship.
Okay.
And he was supposed to fight this kid, and because they're the same weight or whatever the hell it was. Maybe he was there 90 days.
It's just like an initiation type of thing almost?
No, I think it was like they would have cards and people could sign up, and he was set to fight this.
So say signed up for
it. Yeah, it was like a 19-year-old kid.
I don't know.
And I don't know all the details about how the fights were, but I guess they had a lot of fights. And then
they got to pass the time.
Yeah. And
they're sailing across the Atlantic.
At this time, I think my grandfather had been in 3-4 years and fought 10 times or something,
Okay.
And this kid, he said, this young kid, and I said, hey, and I've been doing this a while, and there's no shame. You don't have to fight. It's not a big deal. Because my grandpa, one thing, he was not a bully by any means.
Well,
and so this kid goes, I think I'll be okay. And my grandpa was telling us this story. We're kids, war story, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, the bell rang, first round, and he goes, I hit that son of a bitch harder than I've hit any motherfucker in my life. And he's telling us this at the dinner table. And,
probably with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and the eighth can.
And my brother's sitting here. My brother's sitting here. And my brother. Well, then what happened? He goes. He winked at me and beat the living shit out of me for 3 rounds. And we're sitting there like, what? This is a guy they told him he was going to live here. They took out a long series,
Yeah, he's a survivor.
Yeah.
And he come from the old school.
Yeah. And he goes, do you know what the moral of that story is, boys? I'm 6. No. He goes, no matter how tough you are, there's always somebody.
There's always somebody tougher.
And that stuck with me too. It's like,
Yeah.
And if you get the first one every time.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever been punched first in a fight. I get the first one.
So
usually that'll end,
Well,
unless he
definitely,
winks at you.
definitely this day and age.
Yeah.
Definitely this day and age.
Yeah.
My instructor, my combative on brag. So they sent, you could volunteer for it. And I was like, heck yeah, like I want to try that.
Yeah.
And he was the guy who invented the Marine Corps line training during the 90s. And now he's on Fort Bragg. Well, he's not on Fort Bragg, outside of Fort Bragg in Fayetteville, teaching the special operations and airborne guys how to fight.
Yeah.
So you can go to this, it was called Line, Line. I don't remember what that acronym stands for, but it was a 3-week course. And I mean, by the end of there were 8 or 10 hour days.
Jesus.
Yeah. By the end of it, like you're trying to grip your water because you have nothing left in your arms.
Right.
I mean, you're rolling for hours on end. They had all these drills they put you through. So, I mean, you're like trying to grab your water bottle and try to drink it because you had muscle atrophy. You got nothing left.
Yeah.
And the end is that you sweat through your clothes about 3 times by now.
Yeah.
Because again, you're in North Carolina and you're just trying to drink water. So like the culmination, well, one of the things that he told us, he's like, no fight is ever fair. There's no such thing as a fair fight.
Right.
Okay. Anybody who says that,
never been in one.
I wouldn't say never been in one, but probably got their ass kicked a couple times. He's like, especially in combat, you're
life or death.
So line training was built around muscle fatigue. So it was built, and very smart. So it was built around like you're in combat, you're on the battlefield, you're already sleep deprived, you probably don't have enough food or water or whatever.
Yeah.
So these movements, they drill into you, and there was, I forget how many, but I mean, they seem rudimentary.
Right.
It's not like a kung fu type of thing, right? You're not doing that in combat with all your gear and your weapons and all this shit. Like they're training you to take out the enemy as fast as possible, as violently as possible, and move on.
Right.
With muscle fatigue. So that's why they would
train you to nothing.
They would beat you down to nothing for 6 hours and then start training you on how to do these movements, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. But one of the things that he told me that I'll never forget, he's like, no fight is ever fair. Okay. So if this dude is bigger than you, find something to hit him with. if you come across a guy that's got a knife, get a gun.
Yeah.
If he's got a gun, get in a vehicle and run him over. He's like, find something to win.
Yeah.
Period. Like nobody will give a shit about how you won as long as you can walk away.
Yeah.
And he's like, and one of like you said, one of the things he taught us is like, if you're in a situation where you know it's going to escalate, take them out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Just take it out.
Yeah.
Take them out. Because you can recognize the situation, and that's what also one of the things they instilled in you is like situational development.
Sure.
Understanding the situation that you're in, the environment that you're in, what's going on around you, and how to recognize those things and to assess your threats and how best to deal with them. And that's where like the shin kick, things come in. Because like, dude, that sciatic nerve runs up your shin.
You kick someone in the shin,
you'd be surprised.
Knee, they're going down.
Then you don't even have to do the knee. You just blow enough with the shin, like that sends the pain right up. But I mean, that was his thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're gonna come against dudes that probably could beat you. And he's like, just do your best to recognize that and get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Try to win and survive. And that stuck with me my entire life.
Yeah, no, that's
awesome.
Well, we've covered some good bases this weekend.
We got some good stuff.
What else?
And you know what? We haven't had any problems.
None.
So
I think Tuesday night's the night.
It might be.
Because I think Wednesday night's maybe busier.
I don't know. We got it. I'm gonna kill it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there's quite a bit that we can